Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As I was about to title today's video, I'm here to introduce to you guys my new revamped 7-footer made specifically for Comp Pro-Am in NBA 2K24. So as you can see, these are the ratings that we have on the build. It's what I have currently. I've already dropped a rec gameplay of playing with the solo bum rec. In case you guys don't know what that is, it's 92 overall and below playing solo queue rec, and it's been the time of my life. I'm having so much fun playing stuff like that with a build like this, and as you can see, it contributes quite a bit to even roles like that. But again, I made the build specifically for Comp Pro-Am. Now, mind you, I ended up saving my interior D and block rating upgrades till later, so the build does still eventually get silver chase down, bronze anchor, 65 interior D, 78 block. It's not ideally meant to play amazing interior defense in the first place. It's more meant to be an elite offensive rebounder. The premise of making this build all comes down to the fact that I didn't find the 92 block and the 85 interior defense I had on my original 7-footer to even be worth. So in classic 2K24 fashion so far for me this year, I have revamped a 6'10 and a 7-footer. Unfortunately, I've literally recreated builds at the exact same heights, nearly the exact same builds, just completely revamped them in terms of like rescaling their block and interior defense and allowing it to put more into other things. Like for instance, with this build, it's 10 more layup than the original build I had, it's 1 more pass accuracy, it's 6 more offensive rebound with 5 more defensive rebound and a whole level of rebound chaser upgrade as well with that Hall of Fame. And it's quite the important thing to go for, and obviously we showcased that in yesterday's gameplay. But if you guys are here to see more of it, we have even more gameplay in today's video after we're done detailing the build, and I'm going to show you guys everything as far as what I wanted out of this build and what we're looking for in terms of the competitive side of things as well, because I have yet to play Comp Pro-Am with this. Obviously it's a 92 overall. I'm not really trying to do that too much so far, but again, just to kind of just check all the bases of what we're getting out of this build. It's going to be the Hoff box out beast, Hoff rebound chaser combo with that 99 offensive rebound. You still keep the standard stuff of the dunking and whatnot, but also a really interesting thing that gets added to this build is the Hall of Fame dimer. I went 96 pass accuracy, and as you can see, it's maxed out all the way to purple Hall of Fame, like 100%. And I truly do feel this is going to be a pretty important aspect of my playstyle when it comes to playing on a build like this. Between the combo of things of whether it's off an offensive rebound and you kick out to somebody, I know that's still technically post playmaker. As you can see though, that one doesn't have quite the amount of progress as our Hall of Fame dimer does. And obviously this is even lower of a requirement as far as the pass accuracy goes. You only need a 90 for Hall of Fame post playmaker. But again, I think this is very important to have in terms of your pick and roll game. If you utilize the build in a pick and roll like I do, where you typically catch it on the roll and you're making your reads out of there between passing the corners or the hashes or even back to your point guard sometimes, depending on how complicated the rotation can be. And I do like to think that I've actually mastered that a good bit in this game. Still have a little bit to work on in terms of the, most comp teams and how they rotate and stuff like that. But I obviously embrace the fact that there's still even more to work on. But anyway, the other thing that I thought would be fun for a build like this that I wanted to get at is the fact that I can get that Sabonis layup package. So with 78 driving lay between Sabonis and Jokic, if you guys wanted to, recreate this for yourselves, Jokic is a pretty solid one that you can get regardless of you hitting starter 3, whereas you have to hit starter 3 to get Sabonis. But yeah, 78 requirement is what you get for those. And again, with 80, you're able to unlock the Silver Fearless Finisher, Hall of Fame Pro Touch, all those things included. And I think that's a pretty good, solid thing to go for. I'm even finishing close shots at a pretty decent rate with 27 close shot, and it generally is because of your Pro Touch level. But anyway, the play style for a build like this is very standard when it comes to dribble moves. Like as you can see, normal, pretty much everything. The normal dribble style is a huge deal as far as what you can get with that 40 speed with ball, and with this build it has even more than that, obviously. DeAndre Ayton motion style, I'm here to tell you guys right now, I tried testing other ones like Bam and Giannis and stuff like that. It's not even good for the starter 3 ones. I am just gonna stick with Ayton, pretty simple, simply put. And then also for the dunk packages, I haven't really shown you guys an update too much on what I run for an 89 driving dunk build like this. Just so we're clear, I do not run the 2-foot contact dunks like the Pro off 2. It's just not very good in my opinion. I will definitely be trying to get at that when we start that No Money Spent series for sure pretty soon here, but I ideally, would definitely go for the Pro contacts off 1 with the 89 driving dunk, 78 vertical requirements, and we get exactly that 89 driving dunk. Also combined with that, with the 89 driving dunk, is back scratchers off 1. Shout out to Yadman for this one. He ended up reaching out to me and telling me about this dunk specifically, and it just so happens that it's the perfect requirement of what I shoot for with my builds with 89 driving dunk on these 7-footers, and it's a really good dunk package. I definitely recommend it for the people out there with around exactly this 89 driving dunk. If you have a build with the ability to run side clutches off one, I would definitely recommend it. It's the best dunk package in the game in my opinion. And then you also have things like quick drops off one if you hit starter 3. It's okay. It's not a super crazy dunk package like it used to be, but definitely something good to be in combination of having the back scratchers off one. And then also we're going to run LeBron and Dwight and stuff like that too. As you can see, we have all the standing dunk packages on. I've been labbing back and forth between whether I should like have these regulars and rim pulls on or not. If you guys remember the video that I uploaded a couple like weeks ago, something like that, it was me recommending to only run the athletics if you have the ability to, but instead I'm going to be running all of them. I just want to see if it's going to trigger the dunks more often or not, and I feel like it is, to be fair. So when I make videos like this of talking about the best dunk packages, understand I'm always constantly labbing stuff, so I'm always in flux between whether I believe one thing or the other. So these are where we currently stand right now, all of the packages that we have. I would love to have Uber Athletic Tomahawks off one equipped as well, but as you can see, the requirement for that is 90, and you can't get that with a 7-footer, so it's just the unfortunate truth that you have to face with that. But anyway, those are our dunk packages. Let's get straight into the gameplay now and let you guys see some more of this build. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pairing up with the NBA 2K Lab this year, so you can use code LAKER for 20% off at checkout at their website. That's NBA2KLab.com. On this website is all types of really good statistical jump shot information. You can also test the jumpers on their website too. Plug the controller straight into your phone or to your PC. You can get early, green, late. It'll tell you where you need to adjust on that jump shot, or if you don't know what jumper you want to run, you just go to their jump shot recommender. You punch in your height, the jump shot rating that you're working with, and then based on the milliseconds of timing that you get, it'll recommend you a jump shot. So again, if you want to use code LAKER for 20% off at checkout, that's NBA2KLab.com. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to the video. All right, so for this one, we're going to pick up in the second half. I don't want to do a full gameplay like we did with the last one, but as you can see, already a pretty good first half right here. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. We do have 2 turnovers, and we've missed a shot as well, so not like a flawless performance like last gameplay or anything like that. So anyway, let's get into some gameplay here. So as you can see, starting it off with the offensive rebound into the putback dunk with the meter dunk. You know, it's not necessary to do the meter dunks super consistently in those types of open settings, but to be fair, it's the last thing I wanted to get a close shot. While I did say, you know, I'm hitting the close shots at a pretty decent rate, I would prefer 100% for a standing dunk to pop off every single time if I can control it, and it's not hard to make those opens in the first place, so it's not really a big deal. As you can see though, walling up for a pretty good interior defensive stop right there with the low interiority that we have on the build. I'm getting blitzed, double teamed off like the inbound, so we're just advancing up to the power forward. He ends up advancing it to the corner and gets a pretty good pass off right there, but he ends up missing it, gets the O board. I get the offensive rebound right there, and we're here kicking out to the corner again. Another offensive rebound. We're already right below the basket, and I go straight up with another meter dunk. This is the type of stuff I'm telling y'all about, bro. This 99 offensive rebound menace right here. Grabbing one, grabbing a second right here. The 90 standing dunk, getting the job done. Look at this. It's actually a terrible take in my opinion. This is terrible, but it's just how the game functions. The standing dunk meters are extremely powerful, and if you're making a big man build without the let's say like even 80 standing dunk, but in my opinion, you should definitely be shooting for 90. I think the visual difference between 80 and 90 after I've tested it a little bit is pretty huge, if we're being completely honest, and I will have to deal with that when we start this No Money Spent series as well, because I'll definitely be budgeting for that like 87 driving dunk and 80 standing dunk off rip. But yeah, I mean, look at this, bro. Insane finishing ability from that. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with like the off the putback aspect of it or anything like that. It does help though that it's grabbed off a rebound and we go up with the meter dunk off that, because it does start you in pretty good positioning by default. Right there, I don't get a hand up. Really stupid defense, but to be fair, I'm sure if you guys have played this game enough, you know there are some situations where you're just holding up on your stick and it doesn't contest the shot for some reason. It's really bad. I definitely was in that situation right there. Tried contesting the midi, didn't get it to go, so it is what it is. Again, I don't know how familiar you guys are with that yet, but I definitely from time to time, especially in hedge defense rather than just my own guy, have dealt with that where I'm not getting a super great animation of hands up D. But anyway, let's just keep in mind what the score is right now. It's 44-34. We're up by 10 points with about 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Look at where things go on this rest of the game right here. So as you can see, I walk it down, another meter dunk. I'm not even timing it that good, bro. Like it's actually a terrible timing in my opinion. But we have so much leeway on these standing meter dunks in this year's game. But anyway, grab the offensive rebound. I like walk back in, but then go with the little pump fake to stop the movement and make sure that we're squared up with the basket. You do not want to be doing a walk-in dunk right here, in my opinion. This is going to be registered as a terrible dunk meter if you were to like try and moving dunk meter into this right here. There's a lot of very small kind of like specific things that you have to do as far as being a dunker in this year's game. And one of them is exactly this: stopping your movement, squaring up with the basket, and making sure that you get a standing meter dunk when you're below the basket like that, rather than to like kind of walk into a driving dunk. Now, there are some times where walking into the driving dunk is a really good idea, like when you want to go for, let's say, a reverse or some form of moving around. Like there can be reasons to do it, is what I'm trying to say, especially if you're in like more of a 5-out ISO sort of look and you're trying to swag out with your build pretty much. But when it comes to like that congested paint area that we're talking about right there, you definitely want to be like stationary and not actually moving or anything like that. So anyway, as you can see, they tried chucking it down court. I don't, once again, even get a hand up for that matter, but it's probably because it just triggered the out of bounds and it wasn't something that my player would like react to anymore. Besides that though, we're up to a 12-point lead off this now. We're trying to dot up, you know, hit our power forward after we're getting double teamed, but the point guard's not exactly giving the best spacing. Speaking of spacing though, I don't exactly give the best either. Obviously, I kind of camp the paint, so from time to time I will get in the way, but it's more for the reason of stuff like this, where when I see a shot randomly go up and I'm like, you know, actually trying to space the floor out a little bit, it's issues like this where I don't have the speed quite as much to get down to those rebounds. And as you can see, easy positioning for him because I gave that up, and it's because I'm not cramming the paint and, you know, like staying down there. So as much as people may hate it when it comes to the spacing of playing with randoms in the rec, honestly, in my opinion, it's quite the glue aspect of a team, in my opinion, when we're actually allowed as a center to kind of hawk the paint and just constantly go for offensive rebounds. And as you can see, out in transition right here once again, but we're able to get into some open areas. Now this is where I would say your IQ as a big man is very tested. You have to really make sure you're like angling things in the right way, and this is even to avoid your own teammates. If you just beeline it straight down where everybody else is, you're gonna bump into your own teammate, you're gonna get off-ball pested by either of these two guys. As you can see right here, I move around all of it. I'm going to an opening in the areas where, as you can see, I get into this open gap to the left and I go for the jump. I'm also holding Y, just so we're clear, in this moment as well. So I've said in the past that I believe that gives you better jump animations, and I truly do still believe that, but obviously in this gameplay, you know, I got Hoff rebound chaser, 99 offensive rebound. In the last gameplay that we did where I had 30 offensive rebound, or 30 rebounds in total, I only had silver chaser because it was our first game out here on the build. So this one is a little bit more of an upgraded version, as you can see. And all I've done, by the way, is play random rec. I haven't played any little bits of anything else besides that, and that we're getting all our badge progress and all of our ratings and upgrades and stuff like that through here. So anyway, transition take right there. We get another rebound into them fouling. Now I got my takeover ready to go again, but we're actually going to save for Mamba on this one. But as you can see, we're widening that gap. We're up to a 15-point lead instead of like an 8-point lead at the half, and, you know, a 10-point lead when I pointed it out at like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And it's because we're having a huge quarter right here. Now right here, I try and worm him. I don't get it to go as quick as I would have liked to, and they're out in transition off it, obviously. So once again, it's even further, like, and even deeper than the idea of just thinking that I missed a rebound opportunity right there. Is the fact that our teammate missed a wide open three-pointer, and if I can't grab the rebound on it, then sometimes it does lead to fast break, obviously, for them. So while it could have, let's say, even been a 5-point swing off the fact that he could have made the shot, but instead he missed it and they get a transition, it's even further than that because I could have stopped the transition by grabbing a rebound and doing exactly this. As you can see, it stops transition, it gives us second chance points, and I mean, just in general, we're out here hitting the open guy, and as long as I'm playing for the box out on the other team's center, we're looking good. I mean, as you can see, we fill up the meter right there. And I mean, this stuff fills up your takeover meter super quickly as well. Between grabbing rebounds into the dunks as well. I mean, pair that with the fact that I have accelerator on. We're getting forced turnovers right there. So I got two-way tenacity lit up right here. So we're running down the court really quick. If you were to ever, you know, miss something like that, boom, we're there for the follow-up. But again, widening the gap of the lead right here. We're up to 53 to 36 now. I'm leaving the corner pretty consistently because I'm gonna agree with you guys. They really got to show you that they can hit, in my opinion. And you know, they will hit from time to time, but here's the other thing about the poppers that we mentioned in the last video as well. Generally with this bum rec stuff, or just rec center in general, these guys aren't really like the greatest, in my opinion. They can definitely hit at like a decent rate when it comes to the wide opens, but as you can see, I mean, he's got kind of a slow jumper. It's coming out late, it's coming out weird. And then not to mention too, we have the center on the perimeter shooting the ball. So when he's doing that and I'm giving him free shots, that means I have easy rebounds off the fact that it's their 4 and their 3 contesting the rebounds with me. And then also the center is one of the only guys that tries to get back on defense. So he's a little bit late to it in our transition game, has more opportunity to get out. Now, again, unfortunately, we just end up missing. I don't get the rebound, so it is what it is. A little tragic situation. It'll happen though, obviously. Now, sometimes I do kind of hug those wings when I'm trying to give some spacing as well, because I do believe in the idea of me actually making that Sabonis layup on the floaters as well. I've only really had the opportunity to do it from time to time though, because the spacing in rec is much more difficult to deal with the driving dunk aspect of things, like that for instance as well, where he tries to go for a driving dunk, he runs right into me, and mind you, my interior defense and block are garbage. Does it matter though? No. I'm playing good position. He tries to go for a dunk, he airballs it, yada yada. I mean, it'll happen, bro. Especially if you're not meter dunking, and if you are meter dunking in that angle, it's going to be the smallest meter you've ever seen. So again, I have like 30 interior D and like what, 40 or 50 block in this gameplay right here. Maybe I have exactly what I showed you in the preview though. It's possible that I was a 92 in this one. Anyway, regardless, into the next possession, you can see he's got no fear though. He's going straight back to this. He goes for another layup. I don't even contest this one, but he ends up just missing an open because he very late hit. We're out in transition off that. I grab the rebound, throwing the outlet pass, the half break starter, 96 pass hack and all. And again, I mean, look at this quarter, bro. We're up 18-6 right now. I ended up chipping in, I think when it's all said and done, I believe I got like 10 points and 11 rebounds in this quarter alone. So that's why we picked up in the third quarter. I wanted to showcase like at least the apex of like the most things we were doing in the game. So didn't want to, you know, drop a full pro-am gameplay or anything like that, or the rec gameplay I should say. But I know, like, obviously the title of this is more so that it's like made for comp pro-am, but I still wanted to showcase it in this setting because A, it's where I played with it to grind the build. B, I don't have it upgraded all the way, so I'm not going to put my own teammates through the idea of like me actually playing comp pro-am with a 30 interior defense and 50 block. That's just kind of dumb in my opinion. But anyway, into the end of the third quarter, again, 24-17 and 12 for 13 field goal, only missed one shot. We'll go ahead and skip to the end of the game right here because obviously, you know, we had two guys quit out at this point, and I figure one quarter is probably good enough to show you guys anyway. So, as you can see, final box score, we end up with 32 points, 25 rebounds, 6 assists on 16 for 18. And, I mean, our teammates played okay, I guess. The point guard ended up being the kind of biggest contribution to helping me out a little bit, though. So, obviously, like, assists from him, or the more willing they are to take shots like this, like 16 shot attempts from the point guard, I love that. I prefer that so much because it leads to easy offensive rebound opportunities into those meter dunks. It sounds dumb, but honestly, free boards and chuck shots are, like, a really good way of me getting opportunities to get points with a build like this, where it's a little bit harder for them to hit me on slips consistently because of the lack of spacing in this type of setting. But with a build like this, just so we're clear, when you're playing competitively, this is still plenty fast enough and very good on the pick and rolls. I really do like this footers. I think 6'10 is my main preference, but in terms of competitive viability, because of the rebounding aspect of it, I think the 7-footers are superior when it comes to comp pro-am. So it is what it is. This is our main build for comp pro-am as of now. Obviously, you know, I may end up playing on the 6'10 quite a bit when it comes to more novice style gameplay, or me trying to play a little bit more 5-out style. But when I'm playing with good guards like AK and Gucci are, I'm definitely going to be playing on a build like this. So anyway, that's all video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to 22,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put Laker or put 99 in the comments. Search supports me all the way through. Anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.